Title: Night Shift Horror Synopsis. Working the night shift at a 24-hour convenience store seemed like an easy job for Alex, a college student trying to make ends meet. But when strange occurrences begin to unfold, a flickering light, eerie whispers, and a shadowy figure watching from the security cameras, the mundane shifts into pure terror. Trapped inside the store, Alex must confront the horrifying truth behind the store's dark history before it's too late. Chapter 1. A routine night, or so it seemed. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Alex stepped into the convenience store, the automatic doors sliding shut behind him with a mechanical hiss. The clock on the wall read 11:55 p.m., 5 minutes until his shift started. He nodded at Eric, the day shift worker, who looked relieved to be leaving. "Quiet night?" Alex asked. Eric let out a nervous chuckle. "Yeah, but man, weird stuff happens here at night. Hope you got thick skin." Alex rolled his eyes. Yeah, ghost stories again." Eric hesitated, then grabbed his bag. "Just watch the cameras, okay?" With that, he was gone, leaving Alex alone in the store. Chapter 2. The First Signs. For the first couple of hours, things were quiet. A few late-night customers shuffled in, a tired trucker grabbing coffee, a young couple buying snacks. But otherwise, the night dragged on. Then, at around 2:30 a.m., the first oddity occurred. A can of soda rolled off the shelf. Alex frowned. He walked over and picked it up, assuming it had been placed improperly. But as he bent down, a whisper brushed against his ear. "Leave." He spun around, heart hammering, but saw nothing. Shrugging it off, he returned to the counter. He was probably just tired. Then the security monitor caught his eye. A tall, shadowy figure stood in aisle 3, motionless. Alex's breath hitched. The store was empty. He looked up. Aisle 3 was completely deserted. His eyes flicked back to the monitor. The figure was gone. Chapter 3. Trapped in a Nightmare. At 3 a.m., the power flickered. The radio behind the counter hissed with static before cutting out completely. Then, the automatic doors slid open with a slow, eerie creak. But no one entered. Alex grabbed the store's phone to call Eric or his manager. Anyone, no dial tone. His cell phone? Dead. He was alone, or so he thought. A sharp knock echoed from the storage room. His pulse pounded. He hadn't gone back there all night. Slowly he moved toward the door, his fingers trembling as he reached for the handle. The moment he touched it, the lights went out completely. The store was plunged into darkness. A breath, not his own, brushed against the back of his neck. Chapter 4. The Haunting Truth. Alex stumbled backward, fumbling for his phone's flashlight. A faint glow illuminated the store, but in the reflection of the glass refrigerator doors, he saw it. A woman, eyes hollow, mouth stretched in a silent scream, standing behind him. He spun around, but she was gone. Memories of the local urban legends flooded his mind. Stories of a girl who had gone missing years ago, last seen working a night shift at this very store. Then, a whisper. "Help me." The storage door creaked open on its own. Alex knew he had no choice. Chapter 5. The Final Revelation. Inside the storage room, the air was heavy, suffocating. Old newspapers littered the floor, articles about the missing girl. Her name circled in red. Then, beneath a pile of forgotten boxes, he found it, a blood-stained uniform. The store hadn't just been the last place she worked. It had been where she had died. Trapped. Murdered. A cold hand gripped his wrist. He screamed, yanking free, stumbling backward into the shelves. And then, silence. The lights flickered back on. The store was normal again. But on the security screen, aisle 3 wasn't empty. She was still there, watching, waiting for someone to listen. Epilogue. Never again. The sun rose and Alex quit on the spot. He didn't need the money that badly. As he walked away, he glanced at the glass doors one last time. And there, in the reflection, she stood, smiling. The night driver, the last passenger, on the taxi that never returns home. Chapter 1. The Graveyard Shift. Daniel Harlow had been a taxi driver for nearly a decade, but nothing in his years of night shifts had prepared him for what was about to unfold. The job had its perks: quiet roads, good tips from drunk businessmen, and an occasional bizarre story to tell. But it also had its curses: long, lonely hours, and the feeling that the darkness concealed more than it should. It was 2:37 a.m., and the neon-lit streets of the city were nearly empty. Rain drizzled against the windshield, and the distant wail of a police siren echoed through the empty avenues. Daniel sipped his now cold coffee, waiting for another ride. His taxi's dispatch system beeped, indicating a new passenger. Pickup location, West 34th and Harrow Street. That was odd. Harrow Street was mostly abandoned after midnight, lined with shuttered stores and an old cemetery that everyone in town avoided after dark. Probably just some lost drunk, Daniel muttered to himself as he pulled away from the curb. Chapter 2. The Passenger. When Daniel's taxi rolled up to the curb, he saw the passenger standing there. A tall man in a black suit, his face obscured by the shadows of his wide-brimmed hat. He moved with an eerie stillness, stepping into the back seat without a word. "Where to, buddy?" Daniel asked, glancing at him through the rearview mirror. A long pause. Then, in a voice that seemed to crawl under his skin, the man replied, "Take me home." Daniel frowned. "And where's home?" Another pause. "Just drive. I'll let you know." Unsettled but used to strange customers, Daniel shrugged and pulled back onto the road. The air inside the cab felt colder than it should. Chapter 3. The Wrong Turns. As they drove, the man gave Daniel directions. "Turn left here. Take the next right. Keep going straight." But something felt off. The streets blurred together, unfamiliar, even to a driver who had memorized every alley and shortcut in the city. "Hey man, are you sure this is the right way?" Daniel asked, gripping the wheel tighter. The passenger remained silent. Daniel glanced at the meter. It flickered oddly, displaying strange symbols instead of numbers. His stomach twisted. Outside, the cityscape had changed. The streetlights were dim, flickering like dying candles. The buildings looked distorted, as if leaning toward the car, their windows like black eyes, watching them pass. Daniel's pulse quickened. This ain't right." "You're almost there," the man whispered. Chapter 4. Nowhere. Daniel slammed the brakes. The car screeched to a stop. He turned to confront his passenger, but the back seat was empty. His heart pounded. The doors were still locked. No one could have left. The road ahead was shrouded in thick fog. He turned the taxi around, but the way back was gone. Only endless, winding roads stretching into darkness. He checked his phone. No signal. The GPS spun wildly before displaying 2 words: "No escape." Chapter 5. The Truth in the Mirror. Panic surged through him. He stepped out of the taxi, breathing in the cold, unnatural air. The silence was suffocating. Then, in the reflection of the taxi's window, he saw something that made his blood freeze. The passenger was still there, but not in the back seat. He was behind Daniel. Chapter 6. The Final Fare. Daniel spun around, but the figure was gone. His breath came in ragged gasps. He jumped back into the car, desperately turning the key. The engine roared to life, and he sped forward into the unknown. The road stretched endlessly. The meter on the dashboard clicked back to 0, and then it started counting down. 10, 9, 8. A voice whispered from the back seat. Take me home. The numbers kept dropping. 3, 2, 1. The taxi vanished from the road. Title: The Haunted Abandoned House, a true story of a cursed place. Fade in. Ext abandoned house. Night, a dilapidated house, stands in the middle of a desolate field. The wooden planks creak in the cold wind, and the shutters bang against the cracked windows. The house seems to breathe, exhaling an eerie aura of dread. Narrator V.O. Some houses are just houses. Others are something else entirely. Something dark, something cursed. Cut to int, car, night, a small group of young adults. James, 26, skeptical but adventurous. Lisa, 24, superstitious and sensitive. Mark, 28, the leader. And Anna, 25, quiet and observant. Drive through the countryside. Lisa R. We really doing this? Spending the night in that place? Mark, come on, Lisa. It's just an old house. A little fun, a little mystery. James, it's been abandoned for decades. I doubt we'll find anything except rats and cobwebs. Anna, quietly. People say no one stays the whole night. The others glance at her, but she doesn't elaborate. The car approaches the house. It looms over them like a silent predator. XT, abandoned house. Night, the group exits the car, flashlights in hand. The air is heavy, charged with something unseen. They step cautiously toward the house. Mark, all right, let's set up. We document everything. They push the door open. It creaks loudly, as if warning them. They step inside. Int, abandoned house. Foyer, night dust dances in the dim flashlight beams. The walls are covered in old, peeling wallpaper, the floorboards warped. A grand staircase leads to the upper floor, where darkness lurks. Lisa, this place feels wrong. James, it's just an old house, Lisa. You're letting your imagination get to you. They move further inside. Suddenly, bang, a door slams shut upstairs. Lisa, gasping. What the hell was that? Mark wind. Or maybe the house settling. Anna whispers, no, it's something else. A chilling silence follows. The group exchanges nervous glances, but continues exploring. They split up, each taking different parts of the house. Int, kitchen. Night, James and Lisa enter. The kitchen is eerily preserved. Plates still on the table, chairs slightly pulled out, as if someone left in a hurry. Lisa, who leaves a house like this? Like they were just interrupted? James doesn't answer. He opens a cabinet. Inside, dusty cans and old dishes remain untouched. A cold breath of air blows past them. Lisa turns, heart pounding. Lisa, did you feel that? James nods, suddenly uneasy. Int. Upstairs hallway. Nightmark and Anna walk cautiously. Their flashlights flicker. They reach a door at the end of the hall, slightly ajar. They push it open. Int. Master bedroom. Night, a large bed with a rotting mattress sits against the wall. A massive mirror stands in a corner, covered in grime. The air feels thick. Mark, this must have been the master bedroom. Anna stares at the mirror. Anna, there's something wrong with it. Mark wipes the glass with his sleeve. As he does, a dark shadow moves behind him. Anna gasps. Mark, what? Anna stares at the reflection. It shows something standing behind him. But when she turns, nothing is there. Suddenly the door slams shut. Fade to black. To be continued.